going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at if Famicom games will be releasing on Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, for Nintendo Switch. You probably all know Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online for Nintendo Switch, and that has almost all the NES games from Metroid to Legend of Zelda to Super Mario Brothers. However, there may be a chance that Nintendo might add some Famicom games. Now, the reason I made this video is because for some reason they actually added Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels in 1986. That was actually only for the Famicom, and it was never for the NES, and it was only published in Japan, and American kids never played it on their Nintendo Entertainment System. You see, when they made the Nintendo Entertainment System, they only released it in America and never released it in Japan. So that's why they made the Famicom. The Famicom was kind of like the NES of America, except this one was made in Japan and was never released in America. It had cheaper cartridges and also could hold more data. So today, we're going to be looking at if Famicom games will be releasing on NES, Nintendo Switch Online for a Switch, and some of the games I might want to see. Now, most of the NES games that we all know and love today were actually Famicom games. So it first released in Japan on the Famicom, then it released, then they gave it to a video game tester. He tested it, and he said it was good to go to the NES in America. However, there might be a chance that they might be adding some Famicom games to the NES, probably because the Famicom and the Nintendo Entertainment System usually have so related to each other that they're that's kind of no point now, and that they probably will just add all the Famicom games onto, the NES, Nintendo Switch Online. Now, I don't know a lot of Famicom games because, I don't have a Famicom and I don't know many games. However, one game I really want to see has to be Doki Doki Panic. That game is literally made Super Mario Brothers 2. However, I really want to see it, and it was only released on the Famicom, and it was made for the festival in Japan. However, I just really wish that they can add that because, they might be adding Famicom games, as they already added a few at this point. And I just really want to play this game because it's kind of, they already have Super Mario Brothers 2 there, but it's kind of cool to see a different version of it, and maybe even a cool game. It's like a two different types of games, but I kind of really wish that they can add it. However, I think they might not add it, or even though I really wish they probably should. But I just think that maybe they really won't add it because they haven't really done, because Nintendo and all the companies who made Doki Doki Panic, not all the companies, kind of just Nintendo, they didn't really do anything with Doki Doki Panic since the release of the game in 1987. So even though I think they might add it, I think they might not. However, I think it'll just be fine playing Super Mario Brothers 2. Now, I think it'll be really nice if Nintendo could actually add all the Famicom games onto NES, Nintendo Switch Online, because that would be pretty nice, and I think that would be happy for everyone, so people can actually play Famicom games too, as well as NES games. And even that, I think it would also be nice. They can also add more. They're going to continue adding updates of NES games. And at one point, they're probably going to run out of games to add. So they might just add Famicom games. It turns out, by the time they made the Super Nintendo, they didn't even bother to create a Super Famicom, so they just called the Super Nintendo the Super Famicom. Which I gotta say is pretty sucky, and I think they just could have just created a Super Famicom. My guess is that they're probably, going to add all the Famicom, they're probably going to add some Famicom games, but I think it might take some time, as I think they might add it when they run out of NES games to release. There's not going to be any more NES games to release, so they just will add Famicom. Well, every NES game, I guess, but World Championship 1990. Now, to this day, we still don't know if Famicom games will be releasing on NES Switch Online. However, it might be, and they probably won't, but there might be a chance that they could, and that they'll probably, since most of the NES games were actually Famicom games, so this may be a true thing that Nintendo will probably add Famicom games for NES Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, I'm not too sure. This might become a rumor that will spread around, but I just want to see what happens and if Nintendo might actually add some games. But I just want to see what happens, and I just want to see if Famicom games, if this becomes a rumor, and if Famicom games will appear on Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, because this is kind of like starting, and I kind of like started this rumor, probably not going to be a rumor, I just want to say, there's not really much I can say next. However, I do think that they should add a lot of Famicom games. But I think that there might be a point that Nintendo will probably add the rest of the NES games, and then probably the Famicom games after they're done. And then, however, this might be me, and that they might, however, has to wait longer because they will probably keep on adding updates for Super Nintendo Switch Online, because because there was a lot of games on the Super Nintendo and they only have a few. However, they probably are going to have to add them, and then maybe Famicom games, but however, there might be a chance that they will. Well, that's it for this video. However, if you want to see more videos, you can always like and subscribe to my channel. However, I just can't wait to see if they actually will add Famicom games to Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online.